So we have studied the plasma membrane. So plasma membrane is called as the selectively permeable membrane because it allows some substances to enter and some substances to exit. So one of the function of the plasma membrane is endocytosis and exocytosis. Endo means to take something in and exo means to give out something out of the cell. So endocytosis we have to study. So what is endocytosis? Endocytosis is the ingestion of material in the cell through the plasma membrane. Means something that is gaseous substances or food particle enter into the cell due to the through the plasma membrane. That process is called as the endocytosis. So if the solid substances enter into the cell, then it is called as the phagocytosis. And if the liquid substances enter into the cell, then it is called as the potocytosis. So phagocytosis, it is the type of the endocytosis, and potocytosis also type of the endocytosis. So phagocytosis means cell eating and potocytosis means cell drinking. When solid substance enter, then it is phagocytosis, and when liquid substance enter, then it is potocytosis. Now we will study phagocytosis. Phagocytosis means cell eating. So it is the example of the phagocytosis is the feeding of the amoeba or the protozoa. Protozoa means amoeba take the food material inside its body with the help of the process of the phagocytosis. Amoeba is unicellular organism, and amoeba take the food material inside its body through the process of the phagocytosis. Or one more example, that white blood cells are present in the blood. So that white blood cells are called as the soldier cells, and white blood cells also engulf means surround the cellular debris. सेल के अंदर जो कचरा होता है या अनवांटेड सब्सटेंस होते हैं, that are called as the cellular debris. So that cellular debris is also removed with the help of the process of the phagocytosis by the blood cells. So phagocytosis means cell eating. Eating means here cell is taking something in. So phagocytosis is the type of endocytosis. Example is there are two example, feeding of amoeba and that white blood cells surrounds the cellular debris. That are the two example of the phagocytosis. So first example, we will explain first example how the amoeba take the food material inside its body. Now here we have to study the process of the phagocytosis in the amoeba. Now we know amoeba is unicellular organism. It has one cell, but that cell is eukaryotic cell. Well developed cell is called as the eukaryotic cell. So if you observe the first figure, amoeba has nucleus and amoeba is irregularly shaped, and in near to the body of amoeba there is a food particle. Now whenever amoeba feels the sensation of the food particle, amoeba increases its pseudopodia. Pseudopodia means false legs. Amoeba does not have any legs because it is unicellular organism. But when it has the sensation of the food, it increases some body part, like some part of the cell like a finger, that is called as the pseudopodia. Pseudo means false, podia means legs. So it has the outgrowth or it has the projection like finger, that are the pseudopodia, and with the help of the pseudopodia, amoeba engulf that food material. Engulf means surrounding. Here we have food material. Amoeba with the help of the pseudopodia surround that food material or engulf that food material, and that food particle is taken inside the body of the amoeba, that is the single cell. Now here vacuole is formed. This vacuole is called as the food vacuole, and then that food material get digested inside the body of the amoeba. So this process is the phagocytosis. Example is that what amoeba is taking the food inside the body. So here food is taken inside, solid food material is taken inside, so it is phagocytosis. So we studied the first cell organelle, that is the cell membrane or plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is present in plant and animal both. Second part of the cell organelle that we have to study, that is the cell wall. And cell wall is only present in the plant cell. Animal cell does not have cell wall. So cell wall is present outside the plasma membrane. So in plant cell, outer membrane is cell wall and the second membrane is plasma membrane, and cell wall is non-living, freely permeable. Non-living, it is non-living and it is freely permeable. Freely permeable means it allow all substances to enter and exit. प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन सिलेक्टिवली परमेबल था, सेल वॉल कैसे है, फ्रीली परमेबल. फ्रीली परमेबल मीन्स इट अलाउ ऑल सब्सटेंसेस टू एंटर एंड एग्जिट, and it is non-living and it is rigid, means it is not flexible, it is rigid. And the cell wall of the plant cell is made up of the material called as the cellulose. सेल्यूलोज जिस छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल से बनते हैं उस छोटे पार्टिकल्स को माइक्रोफाइब्रिल्स बोलते हैं. सो सेल्यूलोज इज दी what complex substance, and it is made from the simple substance. That simple substance is called as the microfibril. So cell wall is the outer membrane which is present only in the plant cell. It is rigid. Rigid means which is not flexible. It is made up of cellulose and it is freely permeable. Now what are the functions of the cell wall? Now cell wall permits the plant cell to become turgid. Whenever water, plant cell contain more amount of water. 90% of the cell of the plant cell contain the water. So whenever water enter into the cell become turgid. That extra pressure, when water enter into the cell, that extra pressure is tolerated with the help of the cell wall. So cell wall permits the plant cell to become turgid. If there is no cell wall, then plant cell can burst. So cell wall perform the function of giving the turgidity. So when water enter into the cell swell ups, and that turgidity can be tolerated with the help of the cell wall. Then second function of the cell wall, that it provides the mechanical support to the cell, because cell wall is made up of cellulose, and cell wall also contain one more substance that is called as the lignin. Along with cellulose, there is one substance called as lignin. That lignin is very strong and it provides the strength to the cell wall. So cell wall gives the mechanical strength to the cell. And third function, that cell wall is freely permeable, means it allows the water and other substances to enter the cell. As it is freely permeable, it allows all the substances to enter and exit the cell. So cell wall has these three functions, that it permits the plant cell to become turgid, it provides mechanical strength because it is made up of cellulose and lignin, and third one, it is freely permeable, means water and other substances can easily enter into the cell with the help of the cell wall. Now see the difference between cell wall and plasma membrane. So there are 7 points to be differentiated between cell wall and plasma membrane. So cell wall occurs only in the plant cell. Plasma membrane is present both in plant and animal cell. Then second point, cell wall is present outside the cell. Outermost membrane in the plant cell is cell wall, and plasma membrane lies only in animal cell. It is outer membrane, but in plant cell it is next to the cell wall, means outer membrane is cell wall and below the cell wall there is a plasma membrane. Third, cell wall is non-living and it is quite thick. Plasma membrane is living and it is thin. Then cell wall, fourth point, cell wall is rigid. Rigid means it is stiff. Plasma membrane is flexible. Okay, then fifth point, cell wall is selectively permeable. Cell wall is freely permeable. Plasma membrane is selectively permeable. Then the substance from which it is made. Cell wall is made up of cellulose, lignin, pectin. These are the name of the substances from which the cell wall is made up of. And plasma membrane is made up of lipids and protein. So that is the important point. Cell wall is made up of cellulose, lignin, pectin, and plasma membrane is made up of protein and lipids. Okay. Now next function, next point to be differentiate is the function. What is the function of the cell wall? So it perform many functions, but the main function of the cell wall that it provide the mechanical strength, it provide the protection to the cell wall. And plasma membrane hold the cellular content inside the cell, okay, and it control the passage of the substances, which substances should be enter and which substances should exit the cell. That control on the passage of the material is taken by the plasma membrane. So these are the point to be differentiated between cell wall and plasma membrane. So you should know at least 5 points to be differentiated between cell wall and plasma membrane. Next cell organelle is the nucleus. So nucleus is the most important cell organelle. Like in our body we have brain. Brain controls all the activities of our body. Similarly, inside the cell, nucleus control all the activities of the cell. So nucleus is very large and it is centrally located. It is spherical and it controls all the activities of the cell. So here we have diagram of the nucleus. Now see, if we study the diagram of the nucleus, nucleus has two membrane outside it. These are the two membranes. So nucleus is bounded by the two membranes and these membranes are called as the nuclear envelope. So the membranes, two membranes which are present outside the nucleus, that are called as the nuclear envelope. And this nuclear envelope is not continuous, it is like this. Nuclear envelope has pores. ये continuous नहीं है पूरा, यहाँ पे ऐसे दो है, एक के बाद दो nuclear envelope है. And here we have the pores. So what we can say, nuclear envelope, or it is also called as the nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane is porous, means it has some pores in it. For what? For the exchange of the substances. Here it is nucleus. Here we have the nucleus and here we have the pores. So for what purpose pores are present? So that there is exchange of material, means material can enter or exit the nucleus. Here we have nucleus. Nucleus is present inside the cell. तो हम क्या बोल सकते हैं, न्यूक्लियस के अंदर जो मटेरियल है दैट मटेरियल इज कॉल्ड एज द न्यूक्लियोप्लाज्म. और न्यूक्लियस तो सेल के अंदर होता है, तो न्यूक्लियस के बाहर का यहाँ पे जो मटेरियल होगा दैट इज साइटोप्लाज्म. So to exchange the material between nucleoplasm and cytoplasm, this nuclear envelope has pores. ये न्यूक्लियर एनवलप या न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन कंटिन्यूस नहीं होता है, उसमें पोर्स होते हैं for exchange of material. Whatever the material present inside the nucleus, that is called as the nucleoplasm. And nucleus is centrally located, large spherical like structure. न्यूक्लियस कंट्रोल ऑल द एक्टिविटीज ऑफ द सेल. अभी न्यूक्लियस के अंदर अगर हम डिटेल में देखते हैं तो न्यूक्लियस के अंदर ये ऐसे स्पेरिकल, ये पूरा न्यूक्लियस है. इनसाइड द न्यूक्लियस देयर इज अ स्पेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर एंड दैट स्पेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर इज कॉल्ड एज द न्यूक्लियोलस. And here we have thread like structures. These thread like structure, it is called as the chromatin, or it is also called as the chromatin fiber. So if we are asked to draw the diagram of the nucleus, you have to draw the chromatin fiber, nucleolus, nuclear envelope. So that is about the nucleus. Now this chromatin fiber is made up of a material. That material is called as the what? DNA. ये जो chromatin fiber है, ये जो धागे like structure है, that is made up of it DNA. So inside the nucleus there is a chromatin fiber which is made up of DNA and there is a nucleolus. And nucleolus is called as the factory of the ribosomes. सेल के अंदर डॉट डॉट लाइक स्ट्रक्चर हम डायग्राम निकालते तो दिखाते दैट इज नथिंग बट द राइबोसोम्स. राइबोसोम्स आर हेल्पफुल इन द प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस. सेल को प्रोटीन बनाना है, सेल प्रोटीन किससे बनाएगी? राइबोसोम से. राइबोसोम्स को कौन प्रोड्यूस करता है? न्यूक्लियोलस. न्यूक्लियोलस कहाँ पे प्रेजेंट होता है? न्यूक्लियस में. So nucleolus is known as the factory of the ribosomes. And what is the role of the ribosomes? That ribosomes are helpful in the protein synthesis. Now if we study the functions of the nucleus, nucleus control all the activities of the cell. Like in our body we have brain. Okay, if we remove the brain, can we live? No. Can we survive? No. Similarly, if we remove the nucleus from the cell, cell become die. So nucleus control all the activities of the cell. Then it regulates the cell cycle, means all the activities in the all the functions of the cell are controlled by the nucleus. and nucleus play very important role that transmission of the hereditary characters from parents to their offspring, from one generation to the next generation, from our parents to us. Whatever the characters are transmitted, that characters are called as the hereditary characters. So these hereditary characters are transmitted from parents to their offspring due to the DNA which is present in the nucleus. So these are the three functions of the nucleus.